Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Champions Podcast. This is your host, Mason, also known as Slicing Guys, of course. And we got our trusty co host back in Jacob Weitzel.
What's up,
Welcome
everyone?
back, Jacob.
What's up? Sorry, I apologize to everybody that I could not make it on last week's podcast. Some of the coworkers, some of the bosses invited me to a beer, and I ended up having 4 beers instead of 1. So, when I got home, I was too tired. So,
Well, that's just too bad, but glad to have you back this week. As it's never fun to host these by yourself.
well, you had Chris.
Yeah, I know, but Chris couldn't make it this week, so that's why I said,
oh yeah,
happy that you're back this week. So, it was a pretty crazy week though. I made a lot of money on FanDuel, so that's good.
you did how much?
I doubled my money, but it wasn't a lot. It was just I spent 10 and I made 20. So
GPP or
and what?
GPP or cash game?
Oh, they were all cash.
Okay. Oh, you're being more
Safe.
more safe.
Well,
That's what I like to see, Mason.
I'm just trying to see how much I can get in return because I don't know if you know this. I think I told you this, but I started off with like $3 this year in FanDuel, and now I'm up to 20. So
That's good. It's
yeah,
better
just
than
trying
what
to
I'm
see.
doing. I did not have a good week last week.
We should have made a series where we started with like $5 and see who had the most at the end of the NFL season. That would have been a fun series.
Yeah, I play on FanDuel and DraftKings, and I play most of my GPPs on FanDuel and cash games on DraftKings, and it was just not a good week last week.
Really? I had a great week.
I'm surprised you was the lineup that you played me with. Was that
I
your?
played that in every single lineup that I had.
Yes. I was like, he played Jameis Winston. Oh man.
Oh well, I didn't expect him to get. I knew they were going to be trailing. I didn't expect him to get benched at halftime.
You
Or
don't think
whatever.
Andy Dalton was a better play?
I pondered it. It was between him and Andy Dalton, but I already had Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd, and I was just like, I don't want it. It's a cash game. I don't. If the Bengals completely bust, I don't want that. Have 3 players bust with it. So
yeah, from what I hear, you don't in cash games. You don't want to stack players.
yeah. So that
you can pair them with a quarterback, but it's not optimal to stack players.
that was just my thought process. So
Well, I'm glad you had a good week. It was absolutely atrocious for me. So, moving on, forward thinking mindset.
okay. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy this statistic. So after week 8, I had for the pick'ems, I had 40, and you had 33, and the guests had 31. I got 4 games right last week, and Chris got like 10 games right. Would put you at 7 since you didn't participate, and so now the scores: I have 44, you have 40, and Chris has 41. Or the guest, but we'll just call him Chris now.
Since everyone is a bunch of boners and doesn't participate.
Yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't still, but it's whatever. But a lot of good games this week. I think that this is going to be one of the better weeks.
Yeah. I mean, just trying to figure out who I'm picking for my survivor pools for FanDuel and the work league. It was really tough, so I just went safe and picked Chiefs against the Browns.
Oh, you're going to use that card then?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're squared up against one other person, so might as well be safe.
Well, yeah. It was just really risky this week, so I just used one of my good, and I already used the Bears, so had to use another for sure pick. So
Fair enough. All right, so let's get into this week 9. Starting with the Thursday night game is the Raiders at the 49ers. And I don't know if this game is going to be a shit show or if these bad teams are going to do well on offense against these shitty defenses.
I mean, well, it's Thursday night, so of course it's not going to be. It's going to be the shittiest game on the slate, probably. But the Raiders are just tanking just to get draft picks. So
yeah, they lost Amari Cooper. I can't believe that someone traded them a first round pick for him.
it's the Cowboys, man. That's a silly.
I thought that was a bit too much.
Oh,
for him.
I do too. I do too. They have to use them though. If they don't use them, I don't know.
Like he's not even like that talented. He has the potential, I guess, but he hasn't shown it in quite a while. So
yeah,
a bit questionable call for the for Jerry Jones in the Cowboys office over there. So is Derek Carr's value just depreciated? Are you liking Jordy Nelson better now? Because he didn't have a very good week last week.
I know. I mean, some people thought that Martavius Bryant and Jordy Nelson would get their value would go up a lot, especially against that Colts defense. But I I don't know what the problem was. I tell you this, I'm not interested in players that are on shitty teams. So I don't like anybody on the Raiders.
Well, and Marshawn Lynch is on the IR, so you can't play him anymore. So it's basically just Doug Martin and Jalen Richard.
Yeah.
Doug Martin had a an all right game last week.
Yeah, he was running all over him, except he fumbled, but he still had like 9 points, I think.
Yeah. I think Doug Martin disappointed a lot of people last year, so I don't really trust him as of now. I think he still has stuff to prove, and I just don't think this is a good enough offense for Jalen Richard to really be a factor unless it's like a deeper league. So
that's true.
I think Jared Cook
for him is they're going to be behind a lot, so use them in the passing game.
Yeah, I think Jared Cook is really the only option on this offense that I like.
Yeah.
In 12-team leagues or less. So.
Yep.
Going to the 49ers, CJ Beathard was limited at practice today. He's questionable for the game tomorrow. If he doesn't play, I really don't have. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is, to be honest with you.
It's not. Yeah, I know I forget the name, but it's like
Tom Savage.
What? Who was it?
Tom Savage.
No, not Tom. It's not Tom Savage. It's another guy before him.
Nick Mullins is the only other player.
Yeah, Nick Mullins. That's it.
I don't even know who that is. I've never heard of him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't feel comfortable playing George Kittle, who's been a top 5 tight end this year, and I just don't trust this new quarterback situation if Beathard doesn't play.
Yeah, I mean, some of them intrigue me. Like Kittle, I think has the second most tight end receiving yards.
Yeah. But do you trust him with like a random quarterback?
I kind of do because a new quarterback. I mean, I guess not new to the system, but first game starting, he might rely on the tight end position, which is known for a quarterback's safety look, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that new quarterbacks like to look at the running backs more.
Well, it's both, I think. Well, and then you got running backs that if they are going to be blocking more than tight ends usually in when they pass. I feel
Well,
like.
either way, I don't like this running back situation because Matt Breida's like questionable. He fucking is limited every game. They should just rest him. I don't know why they keep forcing him out
I
there every
know.
week.
Eventually, you're just gonna get hurt, like he always does.
So it's a three-headed back right now. Everyone's getting snaps, and I mean, if Matt Breida was fully healthy, I would trust him completely as the back. But he's still not healthy, so I don't feel comfortable playing him.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't either.
but that's pretty much. I would play Kittle as the only. So both tight ends in this game are pretty much like the only options I would even consider in this game. Uh,
I
if
might.
if
I
if
might.
Beathard does play, then Goodwin could be an option.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think Goodwin might be a decent option if you have no one
But
better.
if Beathard doesn't play, I don't think I would play Goodwin.
Yeah, I guess so. Still might be an option against the Raiders. So.
I'm picking 49ers who are at home and they have a 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, 49ers. Gosh,
Dude, I got absolutely
think I would bet.
killed. I got absolutely killed by Chris last week in the pick'ems. Like it's a close game now.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
So the next game is the Lions at the Vikings, and the Lions had a trade take part on Tuesday as well, as they traded away Golden Tate.
Did they just get or like draft picks, or what was the?
Yeah, I think they got a 5th-round pick or a 3rd-round pick.
Okay.
I don't remember. There was a lot of trades.
Yeah.
Let me check real quick. So he went to the Eagles for. Oh, come on. Give me the fucking stats. Okay, well, that's fucking stupid. It's not even like.
What?
It's not giving me what they gave them back for.
What are you looking at?
I just typed in Golden Tate trade, man.
Eagles acquired Golden Tate.
Oh,
The
3rd-round
Eagles in
pick.
exchange for a 3rd-round pick. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Glad we got that figured out.
Go to Roto World, man.
So I think this makes Marvin Jones relevant as a receiver now, since Golden Tate got like 25%, 20 to 25% of the targets in the passing game.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought he was still relevant, but this just makes him more valuable.
Well, I thought he was like a wide receiver 3-ish kind of guy.
You seem pretty good.
But I think that this trade just increases the value of Kenny Golladay and the value of Marvin Jones. I think Kenny Golladay is a high wide receiver 2, fringing on that low wide receiver 1 status now, because I think he's going to get all these targets that Golden Tate was taking up. And I think that was Kerryon Johnson is going to get more involved now, taking away or getting these touches that Golden Tate was receiving. Because I really don't see a third Lions wide receiver really coming in and really making an impact target-wise that Golden Tate was producing.
TJ Jones. Never leave him alone.
Yeah. Yeah, you can add him if you want, man.
I'm not adding him. My team's too weak.
So I don't think this affects Matthew Stafford. He's still where he's at. He hasn't been too impressive this year, and I think I still think that that Kerryon Johnson will continue to get these carries.
Well, he should.
And volume.
He should. He's the best back there. I just wish they they didn't give Blunt the goal line carries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I owned an NFL team and I had LeGarrette Blount on my team, I would give him the ball. But
I mean,
not the
Seahawks
one.
had Marshawn Lynch and threw it on the 1 yard line to lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have anything else to say about this Lions offense?
No.
Okay, so going to the Vikings, I think this will be a good game. For the Vikings, Adam Thielen got another 100-yard game. I think that is insane that he's just
Well, you know what they're
continues
doing?
to do that.
The team is trying to get him that. They're trying to keep the streak going for him.
I think they should focus on winning, not getting records.
I mean, they're doing that by doing streaks. It's not hurting them.
Yeah, but you shouldn't force it like that.
I don't think they are forcing it.
You just said that they're trying to get him the record.
Well, yeah, they're giving him, but he's always open. They're not forcing anything. He's always open. Well, they make plays to get him open. That's what I'm basically saying.
Well, then that's just smart football. You should always be
force it in the triple coverage. If you watch those games,
I usually don't watch specific games, but he's still elite.
He's the best wide receiver, man.
I know. I agree.
Your boy has him.
I think that Kyle Rudolph is getting affected by this, and many thought he would be a top 5 tight end coming into the season, and I think that he is outside the top 10 moving forward because of this target share.
Yeah, I guess so. They can't run, so there's always that.
What do you mean? Latavius Murray has been dominating.
They have the worst run offense in the league, man.
Yeah, but Latavius Murray has been dominating since.
I'm just telling you, they have the worst offensive line and the worst run offense in the league. Pretty sure.
Well,
but maybe against this Lions defense, they can do something. But
either way, Latavius Murray has been eaten, and Stephon Diggs has still. He's still. I don't know. He has a good game or he has a bad game, and
I mean that's how it's gonna be, I think.
Because are you playing him against this Detroit defense with Darius Slay likely guarding him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be they're gonna be throwing more than running.
I don't know. I think that they dominate this game.
Oh, I do too. They got Everett Griffin back, who was their main pass rusher, and I think they're just gonna win. I think they're gonna win by over 7 points here.
All right. Well, that leads me into this next question. Vikings at home. They have a 4.5 point favorite. I'm going Vikings.
Same.
All right. And that'll take us into the next game. We got the Chiefs at the Browns, which will be probably one of the least closest games this week. The Chiefs just continue to fucking dominate, dude. It's doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. The offense is just it can't be stopped, but maybe it can be hindered a little bit. I'm just waiting for the Monday night game, Chiefs versus Rams, in a week or two. That's what I'm.
What about this week? The Rams at the Saints. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, But Chiefs and Rams, two best teams in the league.
Yeah, the the power teams.
Probably future Super Bowl. Maybe to look.
Yeah, maybe.
Up this way.
Very possible. Um, but yeah, you're pretty much starting every Chief that you own. That's worth owning.
Do you know the injury on Tyreek Hill?
He's questionable. I believe he'll play.
All right. What was it? What was it, like a hammy?
I think so. I think he practiced today. Let me check. It was a groin, and he practiced full today. So yeah, I think he will play.
I would have been a little bit worried if it was a hammy. Wide receiver.
But yeah, and he's fucking fast. But yeah, you're playing everybody, dude. Kareem Hunt just continues to. Then the passing game just continues to just dominate.
Yeah, they're finally using him in the passing game. Like the first 2 or 3 weeks, they didn't use him in the passing game at all. I'm glad they are.
Do you think that Tyreek Hill is a top 3 wide receiver? I think I asked you this earlier this year, and you said no.
I just been. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he has. I don't know. From what it all depends on the team system. Some players are gonna thrive for one team, and some players are not gonna thrive for another, just based on their.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in this Andy Reid offense.
Well, yeah,
it's solely based on that.
That's why he's good.
So that's why I'm asking you. Is he a top 3 wide receiver in this offense?
Probably not top 3. Probably so top you have 6.
So you have obviously Thielen, and then I would guess Hopkins would be the number 2.
Yeah.
I just don't see anyone else this year that has really made such an impact where I would be like, oh yeah, he's obviously ahead of Tyreek Hill.
I don't know. Antonio Brown probably still have him above Tyreek Hill.
Okay, I could see that, but that's pretty much all you can really go, because Odell Beckham hasn't really been that good. Mike Evans has had more than a few bad games, and oh goodness, was that you?
No.
Okay, that was loud. But yeah, I think Tyreek Hill's the top 3 wide receiver this year, for the rest of the year as well. Just my opinion.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Let's just go to the Browns then, because obviously Chiefs is pretty self-explanatory. Nick Chubb had a rough game last week. Do you think he'll bounce back?
Yeah. I don't know, man. They just fired all their coaches, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, with that being said, Chiefs defense is pretty bad, except they've been scoring points the last couple of weeks.
Who, the Browns?
No, the Chiefs defense.
Oh, yeah, the Browns do turn it over a lot on offense. Baker Mayfield has not really been the guy that I thought he would be.
I mean,
but Jarvis Landry has the second most targets behind Thielen this year.
He does? Oh, he's like a target whore.
Yeah. Well, they don't really have anyone else to throw to besides Njoku.
Njoku, man, how could you not get him in the game last week?
I mean, you're asking the wrong person, man. I thought he would do fine.
Just mind-boggling.
Did he get 0 points?
He didn't even get a target.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be pissed.
It's just probably why they got fired because they're so bad.
Yeah, that the Browns just can never catch a break. They're just always there's always something that goes wrong. They draft all these fucking supposed to be talented players and it just goes wrong. These coach staff just can't handle their shit.
Yeah.
I'm probably not playing Callaway unless you're looking for boomer bust kind of guy just to throw in there. If you have someone on bye, maybe in a deeper league. Yeah, I think Nick Chubb does good. This Chiefs defense against the run game is not the best. Although I do fear that the Chiefs get up big early, and the Browns will have to throw quite a bit. So I think Duke Johnson's a good play this week.
Yeah, I agree, especially in PPR. Um, I'm still kind of nervous about this game. There's the side of me that says this is just going to be a blowout because they just they fired their head coach and offensive coordinator, but then I just have a feeling that they're gonna somehow just compete now, like because they have I don't know that emotion,
That fire,
the
that
fire, I
passion.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll get blown out, but it's it's a heartbreaker, man.
But
It's sad to see.
Does, there's no way that the Chiefs' offense does not get stopped. They don't. They probably won't even punt this whole game.
No, the Browns' defense isn't that bad. But
it's the
I agree. We gotta move on, dude. We gotta move on. We're talking about this game that's gonna be a blowout. A little too much, I think. But Chiefs are favored 9. It's at Cleveland. I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right. The next game, probably my favorite game to watch every year. Steelers and Ravens. Clash of the Titans. Yeah, just a great rivalry. I'm excited to watch it this weekend. I probably will watch it over the red zone just because I don't know why, but I just loved watching these games back in the day when both of these defenses were just like they had Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. So fucking Hines Ward kind of days. So
one of the best rivalries in football.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this will be a higher scoring game than past times. Although it is at Baltimore, so Big Ben has been known to not be very good on the road. James Conner had a very good game last week, and I think he was the number 1 running back, if I'm not mistaken.
Either him or Mixon.
Well, Todd Gurley was number 2, so I think that James Conner was number 1. I think Mixon was 3. I don't know. Either way, he had a fucking great game.
Yeah, the first game of the year was against the Browns, and he put up that 30 burger the first week.
Do you think that Le'Veon comes back, or do you think they trade him?
Well, he'll eventually come back. They can't trade him anymore, I don't think.
I don't know how it works.
From what
I know, he has to sign his.
From what I heard, he had to be traded before. The trade deadline was Tuesday.
I know, but I just know that all I know is that he had to sign his franchise tag by week 10 or something, or else he's not a free agent. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's not week 10 yet.
I know. I just don't know the whole situation with this situation. It's such a unique situation that I've never seen before, so I don't really know.
Surely he comes back, but what they do with him, I don't know. I think they should punish him by either just putting him on the field every play, even on special teams and stuff.
Dude, they should put him on the kickoff team where they act like where he has to tackle the fucking returner.
Yeah, I
I think
mean
that'd be
that's what.
funny.
Just punish him either that way or just deactivate him.
I would just fucking. I wouldn't even let him practice, man. I would just say, hey, dude, like you've been such a bad influence to this organization. You've really let us down. Like we don't want you. So we're not even gonna pay your ass. So just leave.
And if they actually do play him, my chances of winning the league is pretty fucked. So I hope he stays
Like,
out.
yeah, I guess, dude. I have so many running backs in the league, but we don't have time to discuss that right now. So Antonio Brown, do you like this matchup with Jimmy Smith?
I'd rather play Juju probably. I honestly,
No, but the Ravens, whoever's guarding Juju is gonna be good as well. Although DJ Moore had a decent game last week.
you're not gonna have anybody better than those players though in seasonal leagues.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think Juju got drafted too high, as he has overperformed this year so far. But I agree. I would play Juju as a. I would personally rate him as a low wide receiver 2 this week, but if you have to play him, then play him. But there was great pickups this week, like Cortland Sutton. You could have got him this week. Who else is there? David Moore, DJ Moore. There might be some other plays out there that could be better.
I know, but you just don't know about those other players because Cortland Sutton is taking Demarius Thomas's spot, and he didn't get enough targets. So
yeah, but he's more of the long ball kind of guy, so I think he gets more looks.
it's just too much unknown there, too much risk. I would.
So do you feel comfortable playing James Conner against the Ravens?
I don't feel comfortable, but I'm not benching him. That's the thing. That's the thing about this week.
Oh, because you got Joe Mixon on bye. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I think I would play. I would play him in my flex. One of those. If I had Mixon, I would play Connor in my flex because the volume's there, and I think the Steelers are looking a lot better now than the first time that the Ravens and Steelers played. So, and he's probably the safest play in my opinion. Probably for any team.
Yeah. Do you like any of the receivers on the Ravens this week?
I guess John Brown.
He didn't have a very good week last week.
I know, but he had a touchdown first meeting with the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that Crabtree will have a good game here.
I think Willie Snead is a pretty good player too this year. I think he's been sneakily good.
Kind of like fantasy 2 weeks ago.
Did you see Hayden Hurst had a good week last week?
Harbaugh said they had to get him in the game. Now, did he even have a good game though? I know he got a touchdown, but
he had 2 receptions. But
yeah,
I mean, it's better than a lot of tight ends out there. So,
Harbaugh said before the game that they need to get him more involved. So hopefully he sticks true to that.
They should, dude. He's like the next Todd Heap. They need to fucking throw him the ball. Are you playing any of these running backs now that Ty Montgomery got traded to the Ravens?
No, I don't even know. I don't even know how they're gonna use Ty Montgomery, honestly.
Okay, well, I'm actually excited. I know most people think that they just traded away Ty Montgomery because they didn't want him, which is true. The Packers didn't want him anymore, and the Ravens got a steal for him. I think Ty Montgomery is underrated as fuck, and the way that the Ravens utilized Danny Woodhead, a couple years ago, I think that's how they're going to utilize Ty Montgomery, and I think he will be effective. Maybe not this week, but in the future, I think that he's a good PPR play, and I think he takes over Buck Allen's role.
So you're telling Chris to drop Buck Allen?
Well, yeah, this backfield's about to be too crowded for a Buck Allen owner in general. So,
hey, Chris, I got a couple running backs that you might need.
I have more, but we shall talk about Joe Flacco now. Joe Flacco, you playing him?
No, better quarterbacks out there. That's why he's on the free agency, man.
Yeah.
And Steelers defense is looking a lot better too. So. Do you disagree with that?
I think Joe Flacco's a good player this week, but that's just my opinion. I would play the Ravens and Steelers defense though. But I think Joe Flacco throws for 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
2 to 3 touchdowns.
Let me just rant a little bit. Why the hell did Will Hurricane pick up the Cowboys defense when he has the best defense in the league in the Ravens?
I don't know.
That pisses me off because I was trying to.
Were you picking him up?
Yeah.
Dude, I got so lucky because I picked up the Redskins defense, and then they got Clinton Dix, and now they're fucking beasts. So I'm happy with them for the rest of the season.
I just don't know people in this fucking league where they have 2 tight ends. I mean, I have 2 tight ends, but
I have 2 tight ends. You fuck.
But like, still, 2 tight ends and then 2 defenses and 2 quarterbacks.
I have 2 quarterbacks. You fuck.
I know, but you also picked up Jameis Winston like a fish.
Yeah, we'll see who's breathing through his gills after the season's over.
All I gotta say is 7-1.
Let's just pick this game, dude.
I'm trying to move on.
Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens are favored by 3.
Going Steelers, must win.
Quit hitting your mic, dude. I think Ravens must win, but they both need to win. All right, Buccaneers at Panthers. Fitzmagic is back. He's starting this game, and is he gonna get benched at halftime? What's going on here?
No, they said fuck Jameis Winston, which they shouldn't even have switched quarterbacks in the first place. But
he is their franchise quarterback.
No,
Fitzmagic.
No, he's not.
Is old. He's old. You can't roll with him for 2 more years.
They're not going to play Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston won't have a job in a few years.
I don't think that's
garbage.
True. You don't think you'd rather have Eli Manning than Jameis Winston?
That's awful to say. That's a shitty comparison.
Well, he's the starting quarterback. Would you rather have Case Keenum or Jameis Winston? Like, these are starting quarterbacks.
I would rather have Eli and Case Keenum. Yeah.
That's awful, man. I wouldn't.
You're a Winston truther, man. Oh, man.
Oh, that's just common sense.
It's not common sense. Watch the games. Watch the games, man. He's just a bad football player.
I don't think so. I bet Eli Manning is a bad football player.
I'll tell you one thing. This game is a really scary game for the Panthers.
I don't think so.
You don't
I think the
so?
Panthers.
I bet you this will be a really close game.
I don't think so, dude. Christian McCaffrey, play him. He's gonna run all over this team and catch. Same with Cam Newton. He's gonna run all over this team because that's all he does. I mean, you can play Devin Funchess if you want, but he'll probably have a good game. And obviously, I think Greg Olsen has a good game this week. But personally, on the Buccaneers side, I'm only playing Mike Evans
I would play
and OJ
Magic.
Howard. Well, yeah, and I would play Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I still don't feel safe with Deshaun Jackson or Chris Godwin against this team.
I actually think the Panthers defense isn't that good, and I think in the first Godwin performed very well in the first 3 weeks when Fitzmagic was the starting quarterback. So I have a feeling that he might get a lot more looks this week than when Jameis Winston was at quarterback.
So if you're in the mind of Will Siflin, are you playing Deshaun Jackson and Chris Godwin over Antonio Brown?
No. I mean, I would play Godwin over Deshaun Jackson, but
yeah,
he actually put Antonio Brown in. So
yeah. Well, thank God. Peyton Barber thing this week or not?
Let me ask you a question. Have you dropped Ronald Jones yet?
I have.
Yeah, I mean,
is Peyton Barber a thing or not, bro? Against this in this matchup.
Yeah, I think he's a thing. He's the starting running back.
I think he's outside the top 24 this week.
Oh, probably. But he's still a play.
Possible play. Flex play. All right, let's get to this game. Panthers favored at home, 6.5 points.
Buccaneers.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to go Buccaneers.
I bet you Fitzmagic comes out rolling.
I'm going to say he gets benched at halftime.
That's just a fish move.
All right, Jets or Dolphins. One of the bad games of the week. I mean, are you playing any Jets?
The way to beat the Dolphins is to power run. And
okay, so Isaiah Crowell.
I think Crowell might be a good play.
Yeah, I could get on board with that. I wouldn't play anyone else though.
No.
Okay. So that's the Jets. And
well, what do you think about Elijah McGuire? Have you heard?
I mean, he's not going to be back for a week or two.
He's practiced already, man.
Do you really think he's going to get involved heavily in this game?
He will have a big role eventually.
Yeah, maybe I'm just saying, like in this game.
He might in this game, or he might next week, but he will be a big time player. I think
he's a fine stash, but I don't think he's gonna. No one's starting him this game.
No,
because you don't know what to expect. And I also think Trenton Cannon gets some looks too. And then on the Dolphins side, is Brock Osweiler a play this week?
No. They have one of the best passing defense in the league.
I guess so. So you're not trusting in Devontae Parker's performance last week?
No, it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I agree. How about Kenyon Drake or Frank Gore?
It doesn't appeal to me either, even though I probably have to play Kenyon Drake in a different.
I think Kenyon Drake has a good game, and I think that Frank Gore should still be dropped. And for some reason, someone owns him in our league since forever. I don't think he's broken like 6 points in a game yet. So
yeah, I agree. Who do you have in this game?
Dude, I don't know. This is just a straight fuck. I'm going Jets.
Yep, I think Jets is the for sure play here.
All right, going on. Falcons at the Redskins. And the Falcons have been doing pretty good this year on offense. But they're playing this tough defense. What do you think? Obviously you're playing Julio Jones, but are you playing Tevin Coleman? Are you playing Matt Ryan? Calvin Ridley?
I mean, I would play Matt Ryan every week unless I stashed another quarterback, but
Yeah, unlikely that
you
you
got
have a
to play
better one.
Julio Jones and maybe Calvin Ridley. The matchup might not be great, but it is what it is player wise. This Redskins have they have a 5-2 record that's been pretty quiet. I didn't even know they were that good.
Well, it's because of their defense. Their defense has literally won them games.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. That's why they added HaHa Clinton Dix. I guess they trust their offense, but no, their offense is awful.
Wait, well, Adrian Peterson, man, they've been just. What do you think about?
But they don't have a passing game. Is what I'm trying to say. You can't win games without like just running the ball the whole time. That's not going to work. Maybe on the Falcons it'll work, but obviously Adrian Peterson's a must start. He's going to destroy this Falcons defense.
Yeah, if Chris Thompson plays, I think he might.
Dude, he was on the waivers in our league this week.
Oh yeah, I dropped
for
him.
some reason.
I dropped him.
Why?
Because I don't use him, and he's hurt.
You could have traded him probably, but
No, I couldn't have. He sucks too.
I don't think he sucks. He's been hurt.
Exactly.
You're not playing wide receivers on this team. Jordan Reed, maybe. I think Jordan Reed you should play actually this week.
Yeah. You should.
Alex Smith is probably like a 16 rated quarterback this weekish, so I probably shouldn't play him unless you're in a deep league or 2-quarterback league like myself.
I picked Alex Smith up, boy.
For this week?
Yeah.
Oh no, he hasn't scored more than 20 points this year. Like one time maybe.
First time this
All right, let's pick this game. I'm going Falcons.
I'm going. What's the spread?
The Redskins are favored 1.5.
I go Redskins.
All right, Bears at the Bills.
Can we just breeze by this game?
Yeah, I guess you're not playing any Bills. Yeah, you're not playing any Bills. Bears.
This is like a for sure win.
You're playing Tariq Cohen. The Bills defense is good, dude. Like, if you didn't watch the game against the Patriots, they're good.
It doesn't matter because Nathan Peterman is starting for the Bills, and the Bears defense is going to score.
Yeah, okay, but so Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen, I don't feel comfortable playing any other Bears, in my opinion. Maybe,
wait, what? Tariq Cohen and who?
And Jordan Howard, because they're going to be up the whole game. They're probably just going to run the ball, right?
I guess. I would play. Burton too, and
yeah, Burton's fine, but
Robinson if he plays.
I personally wouldn't play any of them because the Tre'Davious White on Allen Robinson.
Bro, you got to realize that that in seasonal leagues, that's probably one of their best options at wide receiver.
You have to have better options. Allen Robinson was not drafted high this year. There's no way.
He was drafted decently.
You should have better wide receivers.
Yeah, consider buys and stuff.
Like, unless you're just not picking people up off the waivers, then you should probably have a better wide receiver. Just for this week's matchups. I'm going Bills to cover 10-point spread.
Dude, that is just fish take. Bears, man.
All right. I think the Bills defense is going to.
I bet you the Bears scored 2 special.
The Bears offense is trash, dude.
2 pick sixes, man. 5 picks in the first half.
Then they bench him for their punter. Next game, Texans at Broncos. Philip Lindsay for the Broncos. Is he a must start now?
Yeah. I guess. Freeman's not back, is he?
He should be. Maybe limited though.
He's pretty good, but he's one of those small running backs that might get hurt. So
yeah, but we're not taking that into account for starting him this week.
I know Texans actually have a good run defense.
Are you playing Cortland Sutton? Obviously you should be playing Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders is top 10 wide receiver this year for fantasy purposes.
I know, that's why I said obviously you're starting Emmanuel Sanders. But Cortland Sutton, are you starting him?
I don't know. It's kind of scary for me. But
I think that they get him involved. I think he scores a big touchdown here.
Hope you're right.
Going to the Texans side of things, I think you should start Deshaun Watson for sure. Obviously, you're playing DeAndre Hopkins. Do you think Demaryius Thomas is going to also? For those who don't know, Demaryius Thomas got traded to the Texans. He's playing against the Broncos this week, so I personally think that they are going to get him involved in this game.
I just too much unknown for me. He's also trying to learn the playbook. I mean, he's on my team, so that's why that's a question for me to figure out. But so it's kind of unknown.
Are you playing Lamar Miller against the Broncos?
I think I might. I think I might.
He had a great week last week.
I know. And the Broncos' run defense isn't that good.
All right. Lamar Miller, running back 2 this week. Demaryius Thomas is too unknown to play. Maybe you can play him if you need to. Philip Lindsay, play him. Royce Freeman still questionable. He's probably going to be limited this game. Yeah, so that's pretty much those are the people that aren't for sure starters. Broncos have a 1-point favorite at home. Who are you going?
I think I'm going to go Broncos at home.
I'm going Texans. All right. Game of the week. The Rams at the Saints. And I think this will be a great game. I hope I get to watch it, but I think you should definitely play every Rams player on fucking offense that you own. As always.
The Saints do have the number 1 rushing defense in the league.
But Todd Gurley is a beast.
I know. I'm just saying. It brings up a...
Well, he's part of the passing game.
Too. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just brings up an interesting matchup.
Well, either way, you're still playing all these Rams players.
I think Cooper Kupp comes back this week too.
Yeah. And then on the Saints side, sit Mark Ingram. I don't think he's going to.
You're just
what?
You're a Jameis Winston truther and you're a Mark Ingram hater. That's what
you think. You think the Saints are going to be ahead this game and fucking rush the ball the whole game?
No, I'm not saying that at all. But they will run the ball, and they will pass the ball to Ingram also.
He did nothing last week.
He also went against the Ravens, right?
No.
Or the Vikings.
Yes. The Vikings rush defense isn't that good.
It's pretty good.
It's average. Obviously you're probably playing Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees, and Michael Thomas. I think that Tre'Quan Smith is a sneaky play this week. What do you think about Tre'Quan, Jacob?
I don't really care. Seasonal purposes, you're not playing him.
Yeah, but stashing him for possibility of outbreaking for the rest of the season, does that intrigue you?
Not really.
Okay.
I do have him in one of those draft leagues that we drafted.
Why would you pick him?
Because I listened to podcasts leading up to the drafts, and that was a name that was brought up.
Are you playing? So you don't like Cameron Meredith then?
I don't really know much about the secondary wide receivers on the Saints, really.
What about Benjamin Watson?
Hopefully, he does something.
Yeah. I don't trust him yet.
Last week.
Yeah, I don't trust him yet. He had like 0 points last week.
In the money league.
Okay, so Rams and Saints. Saints have a 2-point favorite. I'm gonna have to stick with the Rams.
Yeah, man, Rams. I think they have a good shot of going undefeated.
They have a good shot, but this will be one of the teams that breaks it for them.
This team and the Chiefs.
All right, moving on. Packers at Patriots. And obviously the Packers just traded Ty Montgomery, which should give Aaron Jones a bigger role and making him a must start kind of guy moving forward. And then the wide receiver situation is kind of tricky because Scantling is getting involved in the passing game more, even with Geronimo and Randall Cobb back. So I don't think that all three of those second wide receivers can sustain, points every week.
Well, Scantling is just a freak athlete, man. He's tall, quick, lengthy, has great hands, and he deserves to be out there. But
yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's just going to be widespread passing wise. Aaron Rodgers can get the ball to anybody.
Yeah, I don't think you can really trust these second tier wide receivers outside of Devontae Adams to produce every week. It's hit or miss. Like, one guy or two guys could go off, but all three of those are not going to go off every week. So I think that just really decreases the value of that whole situation in Green Bay for the wide receivers.
Randall Cobb or Scantling?
All right, take your pick, man. It's
Now, who do you think?
I don't know. I think Scantling will evolve to be the second guy at that. But
I think
as of now,
what I heard is he ran more routes than Cobb last week and was in the game more.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But he's not getting such a significant workload where he's the number 2 guy, No,
I was just bringing up one of those comparisons that you always do.
Yeah, I agree. It's just hard to really. I think we'll get a better understanding of the situation after this week. And then on the Patriots side of things, obviously you're probably playing Tom Brady. Sony Michel is still questionable for this week. James White continues to fucking dominate.
Yeah, he's like a must start, especially if Michel doesn't play.
Yeah, he's like an RB1. Even with Michel, he's like an RB1 every goddamn week.
This game will be close.
Yeah, it should be a good game.
Yeah.
Do you think Josh Gordon finally steps up this game, or do you think he's just that hype guy this year that just never?
What do you think about him? He's been in trouble, right?
Yeah. They punished him last game for off the field matters and not showing up to practice on time.
They said they were going to sit him first quarter, and they started him.
Yeah. I think that they should start him either way. I just don't think his heart is in the game. Like, I was watching the game, and some of the routes and stuff he ran, like, even when he got the ball thrown to him, it just didn't seem like he really cared. Like he was just like, if I don't catch it, it's whatever. I don't really give a shit.
Well,
So
also
I think,
the Patriots were in the running for Demaryius Thomas also, so that kind of tells you that Josh Gordon might be out of there soon if he screws up one
well,
more time.
they need a guy that they don't have a guy like him on their team currently. So
Well, if
I
he
don't
screws
think
up
they
one more
can
time, I
get
don't
rid of
think
him.
the Patriots care.
Yeah, I think Bill Belichick is like whatever. Like we don't need you that badly. But I do think he can get a touchdown at any point still. So he's a risky play. If you can avoid him, I would try to. But I know me personally, OBJ is on a bye this week, so I kind of have to play him in one of my leagues. I think Julian Edelman is a stud. Should definitely play him this week and every week. Rob Gronkowski is having a rough year, continues to struggle. What do you think about that, Jacob?
Yeah, you think it's because he's hurt or something, and they're just not
Yeah,
using him?
that's exactly what I think. I think he had back issues the other week, and that's what he's been hurt with before. His back problems. He's just always had back problems. So I think that's just affecting him.
I do kind of want to. One of these weeks, I just want to, because I'm guessing his DFS salary's probably gone down quite a bit, and just use him in like GPPs or something. Might pay off.
I don't think it's ever gonna really go down just because of his name.
Well, I think it's not been as high. He's probably in 6,000.
Yeah, he's probably like the fifth most expensive, which is probably not even worth it still. But
Which is a player that could go off it any week.
yeah. All right, let's rate this game. Patriots at home, favored 5.5.
You go.
I'm going Patriots.
I'm going Packers. You said the spread was 6.
Yep, 5.5. Last game, Monday night game, Titans at the Cowboys.
Pretty shitty Monday night game, don't you think?
It's a shitty ass game, bro. I'm not excited for this game at all. Marcus Mariota continues to suck. Corey Davis is probably not going to benefit from Marcus Mariota sucking. I think Deion Lewis is a good play. Deion Lewis has been a good play. I think he's been overlooked a lot this year. Coming off a bye, I think that they will get Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis involved heavily this game.
I like I said before, I just don't want to play anybody that's on a shitty team. I mean, I guess
Yeah, but
Deion Lewis will be a decent play, but I just will not do it. I don't care.
I think Deion Lewis is an RB2, but especially in PPR.
Cowboys defense is pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. On the Cowboys side, obviously you're probably playing Ezekiel Elliott against this trash Titans team. They'll probably be up a lot, so they'll probably just feed Zeke the ball. Would be my guess. Although the Titans have somehow won many games that I thought they were going to get shit on, so I guess we'll see. Do you think Amari Cooper is heavily involved in this game?
That's the question. I just hope. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for him because he's didn't really get a lot of They didn't really use him in Oakland, so I remember his early years where he was pretty good. I just want to see that again.
Yeah.
But I think it might open up the running game a lot more for Zeke if they actually use him and he's successful there, which will be a nice, or very helpful for the offense.
Yeah, I think that's what they really wanted to do with Amari Cooper there. I think they wanted to take the pressure off of Zeke, because I think that most people weren't really threatened by what the Cowboys had in the passing game. So I think they really stacked the box a lot against the Cowboys. So I think this will alleviate some of the pressure there. And, I'm hoping Amari Cooper does well too. I really like him as a player. I think he has the talent and potential. And if you have him, I think you should take a chance on him this week, and hope for the best.
The Cowboys, their offensive line is kind of banged up too. Zach Martin has like an MCL injury.
I mean, they've been banged up since the beginning of the year.
Well, Martin's one of the best ones, best lineman. I'm not sure if he's playing this week though.
Yeah.
Which might hurt.
All right, so you got anything else to say, or you want to pick this game?
Yeah, let's pick it.
All right, Titans at the Cowboys, 6.5 points favorite to the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys.
I don't. You 6.5. You said 6 spread.
Yep. Yeah.
That's kind of scary. I guess I'll just go Cowboys just to keep it close. Just to match.
You don't get blown out. All right. So let's that's it for the games. Let's go over some fish moves of the week. Off, we will start with Bean Flicker, Dan Lemon, and he seems to be on here quite a bit, don't you think?
Every week.
He plays Robbie Anderson, who was inactive this week.
He averages like an active player each week.
I know, dude. For real. I think he's in second place in your. Oh no, he's in my division. If he was in your division, he would be in second place.
Yeah, he was complaining about how tough your division was too, and I mean he could be, his record could be a lot better if he just actually put in
played and took out his inactive ass players.
Yeah.
Gosh, Dan Lemon, get your shit together. Next fish move of the week. I think Will Siflin has averages 1.5 fish moves a week. Every week. For some reason he didn't play Antonio Brown this last week. And instead he played Deshaun Jackson and Chris Godwin in his place. A bit questionable, some might say.
How did he? And he's winning. He's winning these games.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That's just. I don't even know what to say. Like some leagues would kick you out of the league because that's just such a fish move. I can't even believe that's like the legal move to do. And then we got one more. I don't know if you listened to the podcast last week, Jacob, but
I did.
Me and Chris were. What?
I've listened to it. Yeah, see.
Okay, well, me and Chris were talking about the Panthers-Ravens game where he was saying Devin Funchess would do good against the Ravens, and I was telling him how Jimmy Smith would not allow that, and he said, "Who's Jimmy Smith?" And he proceeded to tell people to play Devin Funchess, and as you can guess, Devin Funchess had 3 targets, 3 receptions, and like 20 yards for the game. So,
Wait, so, yeah, I guess it was all McCaffrey and Cam Newton, right?
yep. And so, yeah, just wanted to say, Chris, you're a fish for not, first of all, knowing one of the top or cornerbacks in the league.
Probably like
telling people
top 3, top 5, top.
telling people to play a backup punter against Jimmy Smith is a fucking fish move of the week. So I hope you appreciated your fish move of the week last week too.
My fish.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part. What was it?
You called me out for losing to a guy that started an inactive, and then you lost to a guy that started an inactive player.
That's because my top 3 running backs didn't perform. Got me 5 points.
Well, same here when I lost.
No. Look, he probably started some shitty players.
No, I didn't. I started my best players, dude. All right. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your fucking computer right now. It sounds like you're dragging it across the carpet. But do you have anything else to say to the listeners out there, Jacob? You have quit dragging it across the floor, bro.
What?
It sounds like you're just dragging it across the floor.
I don't hear anything, man.
That's because it's coming out of your input, dude.
Sorry.
Do you have any words of wisdom before we leave?
Not words of wisdom. I kind of want to. So, what's this new podcast? You should tell the listeners about your podcast. I think.
Oh yeah. So, me and Chris decided to make a podcast. It's basically a podcast where we just talk about whatever we want to, just current events, relatable life topics. We kind of try to make it amusing, humorous, and sometimes make it about some deep topics, and get you thinking about life and all that kind of stuff. But it's a pretty good listen. I think the first week was kind of an intro for some of it, and then we started getting into it. I think it went pretty well. The podcast is called The Pod, which is an acronym. So it's like,
stop saying the pod, man.
It's the Pod podcast. So it's like P.0 or O.D. Chris came up with it. It stands for plenty of discussions, because we just talk about such a wide variety of things, and whatever comes up, comes to our mind when we're talking about stuff, we just go with the flow kind of situation. And then we have some fun, trivia questions. So some more amusement there for that. But yeah, we just got accepted onto Google Play Store and what was the other one? Stitcher. We should be on iTunes soon. We're waiting to get approved for that as of now. So it's the pod, the P.O.D. podcast. If you ever want to check it out, I think it's a good morning commute kind of listen, or on your way home from work. So
is this like a legit podcast where you have like an intro music and stuff?
Yeah, we have intro music. I put some. Dude, the intro music's actually pretty good. Like I was happy with what I put together. I have a logo and everything too that I made up. So,
congrats on the new podcast. I'll be sure to listen to it tomorrow at work.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's on Stitcher right now, and it's on Google Play Music. So, not quite on iTunes yet, but it should be soon. Also on SoundCloud as well. So,
do You got any viewers yet, or like subscribers or anything? I know you just had one episode, but I wasn't sure.
I mean, I think some random person listened to it on SoundCloud.
Nice.
Like within an hour of posting it. So I think. Oh, we've had 3 listens on SoundCloud
Oh, nice.
now,
Start from the bottom.
but it just went up on Stitcher, a couple hours ago in Google Play, at 7:24. So, it just got posted. So, yeah, trying to get the community involved. We have an email where we get the listeners involved. Ask them questions in the podcast, see what their opinion is. Have them give us, what they want to hear. If they have questions or something we would read, on the show, something like that. So, yeah, pretty fun.
Good deal. Good deal.
You have anything else to add before we head off to bed?
I do not. Good luck to everyone this week. It should be a fun week.
Wow.
It should be a fun week, I think. A lot of good game.
It should. I just want to say that I think my team is fucking amazing, and I will see you.
It's pretty amazing, huh?
5-3. Yeah, it's been 8 weeks, big dog. I just want to say that I will see you in the championship game, Jacob. It's been,
dude, you might not even make the playoffs.
A pleasure, and it must be nice to be
playoffs, man.
It must be nice to be in such a shitty division where they can't even set their goddamn
division,
lineups.
I would be first in your division, and you would be out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be out of the playoffs. I'm just saying my team has underperformed very much this year, and they're about to turn on the Jets this last half of the season. So
I think my team is right where the value is, how the talented my team is. Except they underperformed 1 week.
You have no quarterback that you can trust in the playoffs.
It's called streaming, man.
In the playoffs, you're gonna stream. I'm gonna pick up every quarterback in the playoffs.
Pick up every quarterback. I don't give a
I will. You're gonna be stuck with Fitzpatrick 1 week. I'm gonna pick up every quarterback, and then he's gonna get benched, and then you're not gonna have You're gonna have to play Taste or Hill, or whatever his name is on the Saints, because he at least gets runs and stuff.
Yeah,
that'll be funny. Oh gosh, I can't wait for that. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Champions League podcast, everyone. It was a good show. I think it was a little bit more unproductive than most shows. I may be a little bit intoxicated, so that might just be why. I think that. But yeah. Any last words, Jacob, before we end the show?
Nope.
All right. Good luck, and we'll see you next week.